Guys, this is Beauty and a Budget, and today we are continuing our Fiverr series with today's topic: how is it that you can create your first gig in Fiverr? And if it is that you have already created your first gig, how can you optimize your gig so that you can attract more buyers? Stay tuned as we go through these gigs together. And also, I would recommend that you take out your pen and paper and get ready to make some notes as you enter your freelance journey on the Fiverr platform. In the previous video, you would have learned how to select and create your profile. So what you're going to do next is you're going to switch to selling, which is the tab that is located at the right hand side of your screen at the top. So you're going to click switch to selling, and then you're going to go to gigs, which is GIGS, and then you're going to click my profile. And once you're in your profile, you're going to see a green button at the side that says create a new gig. So once you've done that, we're ready to create your first job or your first service offering on Fiverr, and this will be known as your first gig. So now you're on the gig page and you're going to be seeing lots of blank spaces, and I'm going to be telling you, don't get overwhelmed. Please don't get overwhelmed. It's super easy. All right. Now the gig title. Make sure your title is clear, crisp, and to the point. You don't want to be rambling on and on and on. They give you a word count, but Fiverr will also let you know when your gig is just perfect, because it's going to give you a little message that says, you know, the shorter title sells better, and it will stop you right there. All right. Well, it won't necessarily stop you, but it will recommend that you keep the title shorter. Now, Fiverr starts their service, their gig titles with I will. So it automatically is there. So you don't need to put I will in anything. Just put what you will do. So once you're on the gig platform and you're ready to put your title, you're going to see come up I will. So I will do impressions. I will give greetings across the world. I will create your album art. I will write your service. So you're just going to start with your verb and then keep it moving. Then the next thing you're going to be going to is the category. Now that is very important, because if you mislabel the category, you might end up not getting as many buyers as you want, because the buyers are not finding you in the right category. So make sure that the service you're providing carefully matches the category that you have selected, and you'll be able to select from the drop down column. You'll be able to see the categories. Now, if it is that you are not sure what your gig should be titled, or if it is that you are not sure what your category should be, I would recommend that you go window shopping once more. You know, we love to window shop around here. So you're going to window shop and you're going to be going onto another person's profile. You're going to click into buyer. You're going to switch your profile to buyer. When you're fasting in people's profile or when you're window shopping, you switch to buyer. So that way you see more. So switch to buyer and look through at the gigs of other persons. Look how it is that they put their descriptions. Now, we're not sending you to go and copy. In fact, Fiverr will flag you for copying exactly what the person has. But it's just to give you an idea of how you could structure use the best terms for that gig. Now, here's a pro tip. If it is that you wish to be discovered by the Fiverr buyers on the algorithm, use SEO words, which are search engine optimized words. So if it is that you are hoping to be discovered as a writer, you know, I will write your articles for you. Great. You cannot have in your search terms everything else but the word write, because they won't be able to find you, because obviously somebody who's looking for a writer will be typing in writing or write article, something that has to do with the name. Let me give you an example. If it is that you want to do a writing gig, you would have a better chance of saying I will, well, Fiverr will put I will, but you'll have a better chance of saying I will write your articles for you, as opposed to I tell great stories. So there is a big difference. So if it is that you hope to be discovered, use the word or the verb that persons are more likely to look for, and put yourself in their shoes. Don't you do Google searches all the time? When you're searching on Google, there are certain words that you look for, because if you're looking for news, you're not going to type in the word weather, right? So that gives you an idea of what an SEO word is. So it's a word that the buyers will use to find you, that makes it easier for you to rank in the Fiverr algorithm. So you're going through, you're entering your information, the type of service, you're going to select that. If it is that it appears, only certain categories will allow that. And for the search tags, now this is very important. You are going to use, remember we just discussed using the relevant search terms. For the search tags, you get a maximum of 5. Right? And sometimes when you start entering the search tags, you see Fiverr completes it for you, because those words would have already been in their algorithm. So if it is that you want to be a model, like a product model on their page, you would type in model as one of the tags. You type in product model, you would type in products, product marketing, and if it is that you don't have any idea as to what you could use or the best tags, here is a pro tip, and listen up carefully. We're going to go window shopping again, but what you're going to be doing is going to the top sellers, or the persons with the highest, categories that you want to be in, or the highest levels in Fiverr, persons who have gotten a lot of jobs, and you're going to go on their page. When you scroll down, you're going to see at the very bottom of their profile, of their gig profile, you're going to see the tags that they used. So you can use similar tags so as to be found by searchers or buyers on the algorithm. So that's a pro tip. I mean, you can use it, you can lose it, I don't know, but I would recommend that you search and so on. And as I said again, I'm not sending you to go copy, but with the search tags, that is different. The search tags find the words that are most likely to get people to find you on the page for the service that you are offering, and you will be golden. So we're in the pricing section of Fiverr, and I'm going to ask you not to get confused here. Again, just if it is that you're unsure, you can go ahead and look at other buyers and see what the going rate is for the service. So if it is that persons are charging $10 to write a 500 word blog, right? Just for argument's sake, you don't want to be going in there and charging $300, because automatically you just kick yourself out of the game. On the other hand, you don't want to be underpricing yourself. So you don't want to be going in there and saying, boy, I'm going to charge $10, because, and when you look at other people's gigs, they are charging 50, 60, 70 and upwards for the same $500 blog, that 500 word blog that you are doing. So that's just an idea. So this helps you to know what the price points are and set your price based on the going rate. So another key tip with the pricing section on Fiverr is that it allows you to build out packages. So they allow you up to 3 packages: basic, regular, premium. You can rename the packages to whatever you want to rename it. Personally, I have found that for some of the types of gigs, it's best to stick with basic, standard, and so on, names that they put. But for others, you can be a bit more inventive, the perfect package, the pro package, this package, make a little cute little name. But really, in the grand scheme of things, that part is not super important to getting you found. What is important is making sure that your price point, which starts at $5, is reasonable. Okay, so your products or services that you're providing will be starting from $5 and up. Now, another pro tip, you see how much pro tips I'm giving you in this one video? If it is that you're a new seller who has yet to get your first buyer, it is recommended that 1, try and get at least 10 jobs as fast as you possibly can. Whether you want to ask your friend to buy a gig from you on Fiverr for $5, your mother to buy a little gig from you for $5, whatever, just make sure you get at least 10 gigs. That and 10 gigs and 10 reviews. That will set you up for success in the ranking. It's like Fiverr will acknowledge you, like, okay, we see you now, let's send you some more jobs. But ensure that you deliver these jobs or these gigs, even if it's your family member orders, deliver them well. Good customer service, good product, good service. Okay, but the fastest way to start ranking on your gig is to do 10 jobs, and then you will start to see more jobs just automatically coming in. All right, now when you're setting up your gig profile, it's important. Fiverr gives you the option to provide extra services. So when you want to do extra fast delivery or additional services, you have the option of doing that. And by additional services, it means, like, for example, I am a blog writer, or I write articles, right? Or I will write your book. But as an addition, I'll create a cover for you. I'll design a cover for you. That's my add-on. And the add-on you get paid extra for. So where possible, put your add-ons, because that's a great way to get extra money on the one gig that you do in Fiverr. Okay, so now you're in the description section of your Fiverr gig setup. Now this part, if it is that you are not sure, you know what we say, do a little window shopping so you can get an idea as to what it's supposed to look like. Now with the description, as I said, this is not the part for you to tell them how you like long walks on the beach and pina coladas and getting caught in the rain. No, this is the part where you basically tell them, you know, your experience. You can throw a little personality in there too. You don't have to be, oh dear sir, madam. No sir. But you know, you're going to describe what the services that you provide. You know, if it is that you provide it against, let's say you do video production, tell them if you provide it against one background. Tell them if you have custom packages available. Tell them if your dog is going to be included in the video, you know, that sort of thing. Just kind of give them an overview as to when they purchase this service or gig from you, what they can expect. A pro tip is you are able to highlight and put things in bold. So the things that you want your buyer's eyes to zero in on, you can just put that in bold. Please do not write the entire description in bold. Ain't nobody gonna read that, miss or sir. Nobody will read that. That is too aggressive. It's a bit too intense. But just gently highlight the few phrases that will stand out that you want to catch people's eye when they're reading your description and seeing what you are promoting. Okay? Now, there's another section in the description area which is called FAQs, which stands for frequently asked questions. No, it has it in two parts. It has questions that the buyers may want to ask you and questions that you may want to ask the buyer. So, you know, for example, on one of my gigs, I put as a frequently asked question because I think my buyers might want to know if it is that I am willing to do voiceovers in patois. So I will put that there. Do you do voiceovers in patois? And you write the question that you think the buyer is going to ask. Do you do voiceovers in patois? And you answer it. Yes, I absolutely do. You know, so questions that you probably think that your buyer may want to ask, you know, how long does it take for you to deliver normally, or, you know, whatever, any question that comes to your mind. And if you're not sure, here we say again, window shop. No. 4. Did I just smack my lips? Yes, I did. Oh my God. Sorry. Yeah, 4. The requirement section. So this is the part where there are certain things that you will need as the seller for the buyer to be able to get his product. So if it is that you're an artist and you draw things, right? You obviously going to need to know what the buyer wants you to draw. So in this section that's called requirements, you're gonna put out your questions. Tell the buyer what you need from them. So tell them, say, okay, I'm gonna need a picture of your high quality picture so I can draw it. Or if it is that you're a writer, tell them, okay, I'm gonna need the topic, I'm gonna need how many words, I'm going to need what kind of tone you want me to write it in. So everything that you as a seller need to know to do the job is what you put in the requirement section. The gallery section. This is the part where you upload images of yourself and your work. Now, these images are to be as professional as possible. And of course, I mean, if you are not able to do or have access to Photoshop, there are free services such as canva.com that you can sign up on and just, you know, create a little cute little flyer looking thing of whatever service you're trying to provide. So if it is that you're trying to provide typing services, you know, there's a picture of you and you can put a caption right here that says, I will provide your typing services, or I will be your virtual assistant, or whatever. And you just make it look as aesthetically pleasing as possible, because I mean, it's all about visual when it comes to buying. People buy what look good. People buy what they like. So that's a whole part of the deal. Now, Fiverr allows you a certain number of images. I think the maximum is 3 images to represent any gig that you are doing. I recommend that you try and fill all three out. As I like to say, if it's free, give it three. So if it is that they are giving you the space to represent yourself, use up the opportunity. Use it to the max. Okay? Don't be one of those persons with a one little picture dangling there. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. Bike wouldn't let me be great. I'm so sorry. But yeah, don't be one of those persons with the one little picture dangling, living by its lonesome all by itself. No, fill out the gig, fill it out properly. If you have any examples of your work, upload it. Somebody who's buying would love to see what kind of services you provide or an example of the services you provide. And do you really want to be sending a new example every time somebody see a page? No. So the gallery is there so that it is there as a literal gallery. This is my work. This is what I look like. This is my stuff. This is what I'm about. You want it or not? So that way you don't have to be reinventing the wheel. For persons who see a gig and they like it, they automatically can click and start talking to you and start their order. Okay, so you don't have to be reintroducing yourself each time. So let's say you made some type of mistake and you wanted to go back and change it. You can literally go back to your profile, same way, and log in, go to your gigs and click edit. Edit will be the little icon that looks like a little pen on the right hand side of any of your gigs. So you use that to edit your gigs as you see fit. I'm just going to ask you, please don't go into much every single minute editing, because sometimes when it comes to algorithms, this can affect your ranking. So if it is that you were already here and X amount of people were searching you going in every single minute to change up something, sometimes it can reset your ranking on the algorithm, and you don't want to be doing this all over the place, right? So just publish your thing, and if after a few weeks or a couple days, you see that okay, then you can go ahead and edit. All right, that's just what I've personally found. So guys, this has been my little mini tutorial on how to create your first gig on the Fiverr platform. In our next video, we will be discussing what are the best practices or best tips and tricks to get your first buyer and also to optimize your gig. I did promise a little bit of a freebie in terms of persons who already have created their gig. So I will give you one until the next video. For persons who have already published their first gig, it's important that you go back and check your tags. Ensure that your search tags are in line with what you're providing, they're relevant, and they're searchable, right? So make sure that they are there. And as I said, if you're not able to come up with any tags that are searchable, you see that you're not really getting any much hits, then you can go window shopping, scroll to the bottom of somebody's page on their own gig, and you will see what search tags they use, and you can replicate that to ensure that your rankings are high. Also, Fiverr gives you the option to upgrade your SEO, which is your search engine optimization. So when you go back into your gig, so you click gig and you go into it and you click edit, you're going to see a little blue writing that says upgrade your SEO. So in that, you have another opportunity to be as searchable as possible. So you're going to ensure that you put in words that people can find you, because if you're a dancer, you can't put writer. If you're a writer, you cannot put dancer. Anybody gonna find you, boo? You lost. You in the upside down. So these are some of the tips that you can use to, make sure that you have an edge out of the competition. And as much as there is competition, I am of the view and I maintain that there's room for everybody. People are always going to need freelancers, and that's a topic that I will explore in another video as to why it is that I feel that the freelancing industry is here to stay. But until next time, see you in another video, and thanks for joining me on Beauty and the Budget. Ciao!